Funding for this program has been provided by the Illinois Arts Council.
Chicago, home of the Electric Blues, and for 1 week, the musical playground of these eager young musicians. They've come to Chicago to practice and play what they love, blues music.
It's the only place on earth where kids that want to play the blues can be with other kids that want to play the blues as badly as they do.
We get to go walk in there and show what we can do, which is really cool.
Everybody shares the love. You feel right at home.
I have been a musician ever since I could talk. I mean, I think I sang before I talked even.
Blues keeps my spirit up, makes me feel unique and really different.
I love playing with other people. That makes me even happier.
I'm with 90 kids that are as crazy as I am to love the blues.
The idea for Blues Camp came from the life experiences of Fernando Jones. Jones' connection to the blues started early. Born in Chicago, Jones started playing music at 4 years old, got his first guitar at 6, and has loved playing the Chicago blues ever since. Now, 44 years later, Jones has cut 8 albums, written a book about the blues, and played his guitar around the world. His passion for blues music shows in his commitment to keep it alive through the Blues Camp Kids.
This is Darren Azevedo. Within a year of him being in Blues Camp, he went on and founded his own band. And I think that that's so cool. And within 1 year of him coming to Blues Camp, his band was playing at the House of Blues and opening up for people like B.B. King. Hey, Cass, Fernando calling you back from the States. How you doing?
Jones started the Blues Camp in 2010 with 77 kids. Today, there are 6 blues camps, 5 in America and 1 in London. All are completely free. The camp officially caters to kids 12 to 18, but some as young as 6 are in the program. But no matter what age a child starts at Blues Camp, they all start the week feeling excitement and a tinge of fear.
Everybody is frozen and all bunched up in this room, and as they get to know each other, Tuesday they spread out a little bit. By Friday, everybody's cool and relaxed, and it becomes an ensemble.
But the first day is anything but relaxed for the 90 campers piling into the auditorium. They'll be separated by ability into several small bands. Over the course of 5 short days, these strangers will band together, learn 10 blues songs by memory, and give a final public performance at the Hard Rock Cafe.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light?
Every morning we start off with the Star-Spangled Banner, and we do that because the blues is an American art form unto itself. And what better way to salute something as American as the blues than to start it off with the Star-Spangled Banner.
And the home of the brave.
The kids' musical skill range from being highly trained musicians to self-taught beginners, and they come from all around the country to play.
I'm Madison, and I'm from Atlanta, Georgia.
And I'm from Stillwater, Minnesota.
Long Island, New York.
St. Paul, Minnesota.
Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Boston, Massachusetts.
From Austin, Texas.
Chesterton, Indiana.
I'm from Miami, Florida.
Wherever the kids live, the road to Blues Camp starts with a live audition.
I go to each town and facilitate the auditions, and what I try to do is to place every kid that comes through. If a kid comes through and the skill set really isn't there, we just create another division. And that division may be simple as private lessons, or maybe we'll switch that kid to another instrument. Because the blues, unlike jazz and unlike classical music, if I turn them away, where will they go? That's it. Well, let me be the first to say welcome to Blues Camp.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
If I ask, are you ready, I want you to say I was born ready. Are you ready?
I was born ready.
Are you ready?
I was born ready.
All right, now you...
They all just want to come down here and do this camp. They just want to play. Like me, I just wanted to play.
musician that learns earns.
And a musician that learns earns.
Mr. Fruitland Jackson's class, room 405.
Just some advice here. When you play tastefully, you don't have to play all the time.
Fruitland Jackson is one of the lead teachers at Blues Camp. Like all of the instructors, he's an accomplished and versatile musician.
I play guitar, mandolin, banjo, ukulele, dulcimer, lap steel, rack harp, and kazoo. Blues. Easy to learn, hard to master, but certainly easy to learn. You never see sheet music in front of blues musicians. You just tell me what key you're in, and I got the rest. If you feel something, just let it out.
Blues music comes from the soul, and Jackson shows his students how to let their feelings flow.
When you have creative energy, let it out. Okay, just let it out and we'll see where it takes us. Whatever you come up with, that's the good stuff. Some of the students have been here for the full 5 years. I've watched them grow up. I see them go up on stage. When they first went up there, they were nervous, didn't know what they were doing. You know, they were yelling into the microphone, and now I'm seeing more control and maturing as musicians. All right. That's cool, Okay, I like that. It's a lot of stuff is in there. All right, just trying to see what we can do, where we can go.
Self-expression is a hallmark of blues music and of Blues Camp. Each child is encouraged to find their own unique style.
We don't try to use a cookie-cutter approach to a kid. We're not trying to make someone fit into a particular mold of some great deceased bluesman or blueswoman. We're hopefully trying to make them proud to be themselves.
So we're going to watch our volume, and we could have 10 guitar players as long as everybody plays a different part. And if everybody plays a different part that complements the other, it'll sound like one guitar player. But if we're all fighting for that same lane, it's going to be an accident just like a car.
Blues is not a form of music like jazz or classical music. Your audience, you have to know your audience. The audience that comes in to play it are not necessarily learned musicians in that way. And of course you have some that are classical pianists and violinists and things like that. But you have to meet a child where he is, or a student where he or she is. Then take them to where it is that you want to go.
My daughter, his name is Jackson. She's 9, and she's in Fernando Jones's group. She was doing mostly classical before she discovered the blues. And she said, Dad, I can't believe they have a blues camp. And I showed her the videos, and she said, I want to go. So we made our little audition tape and sent it in. This is her first time playing in a group with a drummer. This is the first time, so I think she's really in heaven.
Musical instruction at the camp is anything but formal. Jones uses everything from stories to sound effects to help the kids improve.
Right. Okay, well, y'all got it. All right. That makes a song. That little piece of that's just like if you have some French fries from McDonald's and they forget to put the salt on it. And it's like, man, something. Da don da bom bam bam. Then comes back to the.
I understand what it's like to be playing and your mom say, boy, turn that off. And really what it means is not turn it off because it's too loud. I mean, turn it off because you ain't happening. You know, you ain't burning on all cylinders. And then as you get better and better, your mom lets you play a little bit longer, and then they all come in and they say, boy, I thought that was the radio playing. And then you can stick your chest out a little bit.
With the first day jitters behind them, the kids start to unleash their inner funk.
When we were younger as kids, musicians, you were on your own basically. Your teacher was a record. So this is a great program for these young kids because we can give them pointers. You know, it was things I was learning on my own that took me maybe a year to learn, where an experienced guy could come and show me and say, hey, no, you do it like this. And it was 5 minutes and I learned something, you know, so this is great for them. What we're doing with our solos, every time we come out of someone's solos, they come out hitting the accents, bum, 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 every time, all right?
Blues Camp provides the kids with a rare opportunity to learn the blues as it's been passed down for generations through hearing the songs and playing from memory.
What a blues player learns is simply how to listen to what's going on around him or her and to respond to it. The other reason for blues and why I think this is so important is that, you know, blues is this oral tradition, and it was always taught. It was never written down, and all those social constructs which used to allow that music to get handed from one generation to another are gone.
All right, everybody. I want you to make some noise and put your hands together.
These kids want to play. It's important, and it is up to me and my team to give them an opportunity. I was going to Buddy Guy's house. I was going to Junior Wells's house. They taught me how to love in the future. So now, the things that they put in me, I can transfer that knowledge and that information to my kids. And that's why it's genuine.
The kids' love of blues music often starts with listening to the music played by their parents and their grandparents.
I wanted them to get that feel of the blues. I play it in my car all the time. I want them to continue to pass the legacy of the blues, especially the Chicago-style blues, on.
The themes that we heard throughout my house growing up, it was blues, old rap, all that stuff, and you know, blues just sort of stuck with me.
I have to thank my dad for that, like listening to blues, because since he's played that for me over and over again, I would just like to play the blues.
The heartbeat is a shuffle, and that is a particular style and a particular pattern in the blues. Some people tap into it. They tap into their heartbeat. They tap into their soul. And that group of people that are musicians or student musicians or kid musicians turn into blues kids.
Brandon Niederauer is one of those kids. At 11 years old, he's already performed blues on the Ellen DeGeneres Show and played with the Greg Allman Band, Robert Randolph, Warren Haynes, and guitarist Max Schofield.
Some people say when I'm like not playing, I'm an 11-year-old kid and I'm a normal 11-year-old kid, but then I have this old soul, right? And I go on and I turn from 11 to 50. And then when I get off the stage, I go back to 11.
Brandon may play his guitar like an old soul, but his performance style comes from being a kid.
Sometimes I get so crazy, like when I stand really weird and my head's back. That was the craziest time, but it might look like I'm constipated or something, but it's just the feel. You can't blame me for doing that. You have to blame the blues.
When he was just 8 years old, this blues camp veteran picked up the harmonica and he hasn't looked back.
I'm Karsten Deersing, and I'm 16 years old.
He's the youngest harmonica player ever to be endorsed by Hohner Harmonicas.
I've been coming to the blues camp for 4 years now. I loved it from year one, like just playing with everybody, meeting new people, learning how to play with a band, and it's changed the way I played with bands and like being the leader as a band too.
The most popular kids that play the blues in the United States right now have come through the Blues Kids program and have been invited to play with people like B.B. King, Buddy Guy, Leon Russell, and the list goes on and on. I think the initial invitation of a kid onto a professional setting could be a gimmick. For example, if a high-profile blues artist brings a kid up on stage and a kid plays for 5 seconds, 10 seconds, and it's like, oh, that's cute. But if the kid puts the notes together in a particular sequence and can play, then it becomes dazzling.
At midweek, the kids have the basics down and are starting to build texture. Jones teaches the kids to play with their entire bodies, even down to their toes.
Now, how many people have feet? Everybody got feet? Okay, how many people own your feet? Or are they still in the layaway? You own them? With the blues, when we say the feeling, it is a little more interactiveness with your body and your instrument and the interpretation of the lyric or within the interpretation of the note. It is a feeling, it is an experience. When you do that pull, your toes should be moving. Almost like somebody's trying to throw you in the water, but your feet are gripping to the floor. All right, let's try it. A one. We're gonna swing them, but we still gonna feel it. All right, so we can get it. One, a two. 1, 2, 3, and a dell.
Blues music is an experience of hard times and good times that everyone shares, no matter what age.
Again, again, again.
I think just that even though the blues seems like something that's meant for older people who have more experience, you know, heartbreak, my woman left me, my dog died, my car broke down, it can have a lot of meaning to the younger generation too.
Just remember, I don't know your name. Is it Billy the Kid or is it Jesse James?
And that's what it's all about, as Mr. Jones says, keeping the blues red hot. And so it's all about finding these younger people, this younger generation, to keep the blues going.
I've tried all the tricks, motivation, oil and water don't mix. Here you go.
From small groups to large bands, every day the kids play around the city. They have fun jamming with their new friends, but for some of their parents, the camaraderie can mask a deeper competition.
I think so many of us, when we first get here, you know, we want to see how our kid stacks up, and the objective is to see how good your own child can do. I looked around at, you know, these other 100 or 150 parents, and you see really great, supportive parents, and you see the worst type A types of parents. And, you know, I found myself kind of looking in the mirror as well and saying, okay, you know, what kind of a parent do you really want to be?
Most of the guitar players that come through blues camp, their parents have sent me emails and have told me that they are the next famous guitar heroes. And that's not what I'm looking for. In blues camp, we're not necessarily grooming students to become the next big thing. All we want them to do is to have a rich experience as a kid with a focus on music and music literacy that just happens to have an overarching objective of blues preservation.
Here we go. 3 and 4 and up.
I can only say that God is watching over and trying to keep the music alive.
The kids have worked hard and developed the thick skin of a seasoned performer. There's no sugarcoating what needs to be done.
I don't like what you're playing on the bass.
What?
I don't like what you're playing on the bass.
Me?
Yeah, because you're just going wham, bam, wham, wham, big, bam.
Okay.
I'm drowned in everybody out in this sustained no down. Okay? Because we got so much going on, and when you play long, sustained notes, it just fills the room and everybody's ears. So a real short note. 1, 2, 3,
Some of these kids are as talented as my beginning students here at Columbia. And they're soloing. I mean, I have to teach some of my kids here at Columbia how to solo. These kids come here and they already know how to solo. They know the tunes. They know how to sing the songs. And all I can say is I'm amazed.
All right, listen guys. I want to take it from the horn solo. So verse, chorus, and then we'll come in with the vocal verse. 2 vocal verses and choruses afterwards. One, two.
By being steeped in blues music and culture, these young musicians grow in the nuance and beauty of the blues. And Jones wants to offer this experience to every child who's interested in blues music.
When I created Blues Camp, I really created it for whoever wanted to come. We have scholarships for every kid that comes. They come for free. All they have to do is want to be here, and we want them here.
Jones has a special appreciation for the youngest blues lovers.
The little kids are magnificent. I figure if the kid has enough courage to come in and jump into this lion's den, I've got enough courage to support that kid.
For Jones and his Blues Camp team, every child who loves or even likes the blues is another link in the chain, keeping the music strong.
And we need these kids. I need these kids to make new music to play so that there can be open season on new ideas and new interpretations and new definitions of the blues in order for it to survive and to be healthy.
I'm in love with the blues.
On the last day of the camp, the kids are gearing up for their final public concert at the Hard Rock Cafe. The nervous energy from day one is back, but with a new confidence.
My experience this week, it was great. This is the first time I've ever been in Chicago with this blues camp, and I was really excited because we had a horn section, and I've never really had a horn section with any of these camps, so it was a really great experience.
I've learned a lot of new songs and techniques and met really cool people.
My week was great, by the way. Our group was every single day of the week got better and better and better, and now we're at this stage right now, which is really good.
I learned how to communicate with other musicians who I've never talked to before, never seen before in your life.
But honestly, my group did amazing this whole week, and I'm expecting to see my group do even better on the stage.
It's really cool how you could just say a song and then they could just pick it up and learn it. And you meet a lot of people and it's really fun.
I was able to see growth, this being our 5th camp here in Chicago, at Columbia College Chicago, and it's been out of sight. I'm already looking forward to next year, and I'm already, looking forward to the 80% of the kids that will return. And I just feel really good about the whole situation.
It's neat to watch the kids start out on Monday, and then Friday you come back and you see them all together. It's like every little day, it's like another little step. You put them all together. It's just fun.
It just opens up a lot of doors and opportunities to play around the city of Chicago, which is really, really cool to do.
If I were a bottle of glue, still I would not stick to you. Maybe you think I'm a brick wall, 'cause you never ever call. I tried all the tricks here, all I wanted don't mix.
It's amazing to hear them. I think when they play it and feel how easy it came to them and how natural it feels, I think it really touches their soul too.
Everyone who volunteers and everyone who works at this camp really has a passion for keeping the blues alive.
I'm a man.
This kind of stuff makes my heart feel good, that kids this young are digging on blues, and from all over the country and all ethnicities. I'm amazed.
She took it, my little yellow bag.
We're all equal, we all love the blues. And so there's no worries coming in about being judged or anything like that. So that's really the main thing that people need to know about this camp.
They love coming to blues camp because they can play with the other children, and that sparks them to know that they're not the best, but they better keep on learning to try to get to be the best, and that's a good thing. Now I really hear real musicians. They sound really good now.
I want them to be encouraged and to have the courage to fly.
Let's hear for our blues kids. Let's hear for them. They can be anywhere doing anything, and they are doing the blues. Give me a B. L U E S K I D S. What's that spell?